All right. In my last video, I set up I set up some background information for the energy versus velocity lab. You should have data then for this cart, and you should be able to identify for a given compression distance how much force is there. We did that. That was the data I collected. And then from that graph, you can make, or from that data, you can make a force versus distance graph. Hopefully you'll see a nice, pretty straight line. And that will be your K value. The slope of that graph will be your K value, your spring constant for this spring. In the rest of this lab, what we're going to do, and I've already done it, so I'm just going to share data with you here. But for the rest of this lab, what we're going to do is set our spring up, or set our cart up rather, up against this backstop and launch it through this photograph. So what I did in this lab is I pushed this down 2 millimeters. I went by 2 millimeters at a time. We'll push this down 2 millimeters, launched it and found the speed. I did that several times. 4 millimeters, launch it, find the speed. 6 millimeters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that we have a whole pile of distance versus speed data. What we want to do now is from each distance of compression, you should be capable of calculating energy. Remember, we did that in our last lab. We came up with an equation that said energy is 1/2 kx squared. Your K is your slope from the data we had before. Your energy then should be something you can calculate. So now we can graph energy, that'll be our y-axis, versus speed, that'll be your x-axis. That's our goal, and then we will try and analyze that, linearize the graph if need be, analyze that, make a physics equation, and we'll probably be going over that in the next few days in class. What else do you need? You need the mass of the cart. I had it on the screen behind me, but it's 524.2 grams. This cart is 524.2 grams. I need to share my data with you, so let me share my screen here. All right, here are the data. Woo, that's a little much. All right, so here are your data for distances. Now note these are all in millimeters, from 0.2 down to 2.8, and there's actually a 3.0 right here. It's down at the very bottom. I kind of ran out of room. I don't know why I was at an angle, but anyway, these are all in millimeters. You want to convert those to meters, and these are your velocities. In some cases I did more, in some cases I did fewer, but everyone has, I think, at least 3 data points. I will be honest, there were a few where I had serious outliers that I erased, like I did here, and I added a 4th one and just erased one of them. So I didn't do that very often, but once in a while when it was clear there was something weird, that's what I did. All right, so get these data down, and that's all we need for this lab.